near the creepy house. I went up into the attic and was being snoopy and went and looked in some boxes, found some ugly dresses, some photographs thought she looked good in, and then I found a real box with a key in it.
Okay, so you might start with, that's a pretty interesting start. So what you might do though, if you just look at the prompt and you start writing, then you might end up kind of going off topic or somehow going too long. So what you might want to do is you have this idea, you might want to make an outline. Like number 1, I go to my creepy grandparents' house. I'm assuming that the house is creepy, not the grandparents. So then you might also want to describe what makes the house creepy. Does it have cobwebs everywhere? Is it sort of dark and mysterious? Do all the doors?
Dark and black.
Okay.
Haunted.
So you would want to. So you want to maybe say, I go to my grandparents' house. My grandparents' house is scary because it's dark, black, mysterious, creaky.
It looks like it's haunted.
And this looks like it's haunted. So, and then you would say,
and it has a and it has a thing.
And it has a what? Okay, so I have, and sorry, you probably, I wish there were a way to share my screen on Skype because I'm starting to write down all these ideas. So I put number 1, I go to my creepy grandparents' house. Number 2, my grandparents' house is scary because it's dark, black, mysterious, dusty, and it just looks like it's haunted. So this is where I might say, it was a Wednesday and I was supposed to go visit my grandparents. My grandparents' house is scary. It looks like it's haunted. It's the only house in the middle of nowhere. All the floors creak whenever I walk over them. So then you'd say I start snooping around, looking in the attic, past ugly dresses, and I think that's what you said, right?
Yeah, and pictures they think they look good in.
Okay, and pictures that they think they look good in. And then, and then number 4 would be your inciting incident, the thing that really sets off, your story, that sets the ball rolling. You find this key and you have to, and that's where the prompt ends, is you find this key and you have to decide what you're going to use it for. So you find the key. So 1 through 4, the prompt has already kind of given you. They've given you the setting. It's your grandparents' house. They've given you the beginning of your plot. You find this key. And they've given you your character. It's you, essentially, and your grandparents. But what happens after 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 being you find the key, you want to maybe plan out ahead of time. Because if you just start writing, then you might get stuck or you might go too far. So by planning it out ahead of time, you get an idea of maybe how long your story will be. So 4, you find the key. 5, what happens next?
Okay, what are you going to do? Find the key. Zoe.
Start looking stuff.
Look at the
Try unlocking doors with it.
Okay, try unlocking doors with it. Okay, what happens after that?
Sawyer? Anybody else got an idea? Walker?
You touch the key to the door and all of a sudden it turns into a portal.
Okay, you touch the key to a door and all of a sudden it turns into a portal. A portal to what?
Mars.
Okay.
An alien city on Mars.
Okay, it's a portal to Mars and the what?
It's an alien city on Mars.
Alien city?
And an alien city on Mars. Okay. So what happens after that?
Cassie?
The person that did tries to go back into her grandmother's house, and the Mars thing seems even creepier. So she touches it to a door, but she won't go back.
Okay.
So she tries to get back to her grandma's already?
It won't work.
But the key doesn't work?
Okay. So now we've got a story here. We've got a conflict. We have this problem. She's stuck on Mars in this alien city and she can't get back. So what does she do after that?
Okay, now she can't get back. What's she going to do, Zoe?
She finds her grandparents there.
Okay. She finds her grandparents there, and what are they doing there? Are they aliens? Are they...
They're dancing with aliens.
Okay. They're dancing with aliens. Okay, and are they in danger? Are they friends with the aliens? Is nothing going on? Is there something bad going on? What's happening?
She finds out that they're the king and queen of Mars.
Okay, she finds out that they're the king and queen of Mars. And number 11 is...
They have a dog that's half pig, half monkey, half dog, and half cat.
That's a lot of cows.
Okay, so now I want to ask you, what is the purpose of having the dog?
Because then the dog goes and tries to eat the dog.
Okay. Grandparents have a vicious half of a lot of things dog. I'm sure that I'll remember that, so I'm just abbreviating it as half of a lot of things dog. Okay, and number 12 is, so I'm sensing here with the story that we're starting to go a little bit off topic. So we want to, what we are aiming for is a nice, solid, story arc. So we have the exposition, which is basically a fancy term for the, it's similar to when you're writing an essay. You have an introduction in writing, or in a story, it's called the exposition, where you explain the setting, where you are, who you are. Then the body of the story is where you have your conflict and your high point, the climax of the story, which is the most exciting point. So you want to ask yourself, are we moving up to a really exciting point, or are we moving down? So during the body of the story, we have this vicious half of a lot of things dog, which tries to eat the girl. Is she still trying to get back home? Is she still trying to get back to Earth?
So what's she trying to do, guys? She's trying to feed the dog. She's trying to get back home. What's she trying to do, Zoe?
She's trying to find the key to get back home. But the dog's trying to kill her. The dog's trying to kill her.
Okay.
She's trying to find the key to get home.
Okay, she has to try to find the key to get home, and where are her grandparents coming into this? So suddenly she finds out they're the king and queen of Mars, and she almost got eaten by their dog, and now she's trying to find the key. So what is she going to do?
She's going to find out that the dog swallowed it.
Okay. She finds out from her grandparents that the dog swallowed it. Okay, so what does she have to do now?
Operate on the dog. You was saying it makes it loud or not. Make it big or not. So down. Feed him so.
Boys and girls, let's now.
Okay, how about this? So here we go. So I'm going to read the whole thing. So she operates on the dog, retrieves the key, gets home, and then what? She takes her state test and writes a personal narrative about it.
She gets in trouble with her grandparents. She didn't want to go. They killed the dog. She accidentally took the dog with her.
Took the dog with her home to her grandparents' house. Alexia, what was your idea?
She couldn't find her way back home.
She still couldn't find her way back home?
She got
lost.
She went to a different place. She got transported. Yes, she got transported to a different place.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're beginning to see why we have trouble with such long stories, is we forget our purpose. Remember what our purpose is?
What we want to do is realize a story arc looks like this. It's sort of flat, then suddenly something makes it start going upward. It starts getting more exciting. So it's so the point where it starts getting more exciting is when she finds the key, and suddenly it goes up from there. So she finds the key, she's trying to unlock doors, she goes to Mars, and and then she's almost eaten by this dog. Oh, she finds out her grandparents are the king and queen of Mars. She's almost eaten by this dog. She needs to find the key to get home. Her grandparents tell her that the dog ate the key. She operates on the dog and retrieves the key. And probably what you want to do is, sure, you could have her get lost and you could have her accidentally go to Venus, but you know what the problem is that you only have a certain amount of pages and a certain length that you want the story to be. So probably at this point you want to start wrapping up. You want to make that the high point and start going down from there. She gets home and what happens? So she gets home, she has found the key, she operated on the dog, and how do we end the story?
She goes home and tells it to her parents.
Okay.
She goes home and tells her parents that her grandparents are the king and queen of Mars. And then nobody believes us, so they lock her up instantly. Mentally, we know it.
We're trying to end the story.
Then she figures out that she can around her. She got lots of really hard, and
are we still going up on our story though? We're trying to come back down and find how to end it.
See, what we want to do is
a lot of stuff in the characters.
maybe what we can do is she gets home and looks at some of the pictures and realizes that the reason her grandparents don't look so great in them might, or maybe she gets home and looks at some of the pictures and realizes that the landscape which she thought looked kind of weird in the picture is the Martian landscape or something like that. So she gets home, she looks at those pictures and she realizes that looks familiar. Oh yeah, and realizes that her grandparents had been taking pictures on Mars or something. The reason you want to make an outline like this, and we have 15 points, so this might be a kind of long story. It might be, I don't know, it could be probably 3 pages if you, yeah, or maybe 2.5, I'm not sure. But the reason that you want to make an outline like this is because you understand, oh, I need to make sure it has a purpose. It needs to be on this arc. I'm not just wandering off into, oh, she's getting teleported somewhere else, she's getting lost, because that slows down your story. You want to make sure that it's exciting and that it keeps on going. So before you write a persuasive argument, you want to say, here's my topic sentence, here's the point I'm trying to make, and the reasons to support it. And before you write a story, you might want to plan it out and plan out what's going to happen so that you know how long it's going to be and you know where you might need to edit and how long to write it for. So in this case, we wrote this outline, which I think is pretty good, and you see how it definitely helps that you made an outline, because that way we cut out some of the things which might have slowed the story down or might have been might have made it too long. So, what do you guys think? Is this something that you'll try to be doing when you write on a prompt?
You think you could try that when we start writing on prompts? Yeah. I think so. I think it's been very helpful, don't you guys?
Yeah.
So I hope that what you take away is that when you look at a prompt, it really doesn't have to be hard. Really, all that you have to do is understand the prompt's purpose and answer the question being asked. If they want you to write about a girl's adventure with this key, then you write about this adventure with the key. If they want you to give an argument about a school rule that should be changed, then you make a strong persuasive argument. So understand the prompt's purpose and answer the question being asked. Stay on topic. And then also think about your audience. How much do I need to explain? How much do I need to point out? And then come up with supporting details or reasons to support your perspective or opinion, especially when you're having a persuasive argument. So whether you're writing a narrative or an expository or a persuasive response, then you still want to use some of the same things. Knowing your audience, knowing your purpose, and staying on topic.
Sounds great.
Okay, well thank you all so very much. I know it was a little bit hard with the connection this way, but I hope that you enjoyed our creating the outline for this story response. It's a fun looking story, maybe some of you should try to write it, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the writing about the half pig, half of lots of things dog.
Can we clap for her? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
think that Mommy, did you have one more question for her?
Yeah, I had a question. You know that little that we made from the food trading thing? Could you send that to Mrs. Bradshaw? Because I really want that food trade.
Sure. I'd be happy to. I can. In fact, I'll send everything that we wrote today. I can send that. Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Great job. I thank you very much. You did a good job.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Bye.